Why do 70% of history buffs love flags? Because they tell epic stories. Flags are more than just pieces of cloth. They are symbols of identity, pride, and history. Each flag carries with it the tales of battles fought, victories won, and the spirit of the people it represents. In 1950, North Korea, backed by the Soviet Union and China, invades South Korea. This invasion marked the beginning of a brutal conflict that would last for 3 years. The North Korean forces, equipped with Soviet tanks and artillery, crossed the 38th parallel, catching South Korea and its allies off guard. South Korea, supported by the US and the United Nations, fights back. The international community quickly rallied to South Korea's defense, with 21 countries contributing to the UN forces. The US played a significant role, providing the majority of the troops and military equipment. Under General MacArthur, the UN forces land at Incheon in a daring amphibious assault. This operation, known as the Incheon Landing, was a turning point in the war. It allowed the UN forces to recapture Seoul and push the North Korean army back across the 38th parallel and push deep into North Korea. The UN forces advanced rapidly, capturing key cities and pushing towards the Yalu River, the border with China. But then, China sends waves of troops entering the war in support of North Korea. The Chinese intervention was massive, with hundreds of thousands of soldiers crossing the Yalu River and launching a series of offensives against the UN forces, pushing the UN forces back to the 38th parallel. The fighting was intense, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. The front lines stabilized around the 38th parallel, leading to a stalemate that would last for the next 2 years. By 1953, both sides agreed to an armistice. The armistice was signed on July 27, 1953, effectively ending the hostilities. However, it was not a peace treaty, and technically the two Koreas are still at war. No peace treaty, just a ceasefire. The Korean Demilitarized Zone, DMZ, was established as a buffer zone between the two Koreas, and it remains one of the most heavily fortified borders in the world. The Korean peninsula remains divided to this day. Could reunification ever happen? The question of reunification is complex, involving political, economic, and social challenges. Many hope for a peaceful resolution, but the path to reunification is uncertain. Let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on the Korean War and the possibility of reunification? Your insights and opinions are valuable, so don't hesitate to share them. Subscribe for more history shorts. Stay tuned for more fascinating stories from the past, and make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss an update.